Hey guys, Brad from the Wealth Motivation Channel, and I was actually talking with a coworker today, and it's on a subject that I want to touch on, and that's I don't know how to term it, but it's basically people believing that you can't achieve success, and they kind of scoff at the idea. Like, I tell my coworkers I want to be retired by the age of 35 at the latest. I'd like to be retired by the time I'm 30. Um, and that's why I'm working so hard, doing my channel here, doing my YouTube channel, working on my blog, um, just working on all kinds of stuff, investing, just doing everything that I can because, I have a lot of dreams and goals that I want to achieve. And people think that because they didn't do everything that they wanted to do, they think that you can't do it. So in turn, they kind of scoff at your dreams per se. And I wish I wish I could think of another term, but that's the best thing that I can think of is they aren't necessarily mocking you or anything. It's more of just like they think like, oh, since I didn't do anything, this person clearly isn't going to do anything. So, and here's the deal, and all the successful people that I followed point this out. Like, everyone's going to have haters, everyone's going to have people that don't believe in them, everyone's going to believe, like, be happy with what you got, blah, blah, blah. You should be satisfied with the status quo when it's just because they didn't try and achieve a higher level of success. And me, I want to look back on my life and have no regrets. I want to look back and be able to say I was the best friend that I could be to everyone. I was the best person I could be when I find my future spouse. I want to be able to look back and say I was the best husband I could be. You know, I put full forth every effort. I was in fifth gear all the time to achieve all my goals. I never let anything get in the way. And me, that's why I've sought out mentors and everything. That's why I've done everything that I could do to, you know, achieve all my success. Like, I've gone through a lot of people thinking, like, oh, this person's going to be my mentor. No. Oh, maybe this person's going to be my mentor. No. So, I mean, like, I've gone through different avenues trying to achieve success. And people, whether it's, friends, family, acquaintances, whatever it's going to be, they're going to look at your failures. They're going to look at where you didn't succeed and be like, oh, well, you failed at this, you failed at that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, Thomas Edison, was it Thomas Edison? I think it was Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times in trying to create the light bulb. And so, you know, you really don't have any, you truly don't have any reason to not succeed in life. I mean, you look at some of the most successful people in history, you know, Abraham Lincoln. He didn't have a great foundation for education, but he read every single thing that he could do. He did every single thing that he could do to become successful. And eventually he became a successful attorney for the railroad and he became one of the presidents of the United States. Um, Rockefeller, born into poverty, and he became an oil tycoon. Um, who was the steel guy? I forget who did the steel, but he was also born into poverty. Um, Bill Gates, he wasn't really born into a rich family, and yet he just achieved all this success. Um, Jeff Bezos, wasn't really born into a rich family, now the richest man in the world. I mean, there's so many rags to riches stories out there. One of my favorite comedians, Gabriel Iglesias, literally, he had everything handed to him that he had everything stacked up against him to not be successful. I mean, literally government funds, food stamps, government housing, I believe. Like, literally dirt poor. Mom worked like 3, 4 different jobs. I mean, like, he literally had the odds stacked against him. And guess what? He has become one of the most famous comedians on the planet. Kevin Hart. His dad was literally a drug addict, and I believe a drug dealer. His cards stacked against him. Also a very successful person. Ben Carson, one of my favorite people on the face of the planet. Love all of his books. No father. Mom was barely literate. And yet, he also had all the odds stacked against him, and he became the top neurosurgeon in the world. So, people, my main message to you is that even if you think the world is stacked against you, there is always going to be a way out. If you bust your butt, find mentors, find people in the areas that you want to succeed in. You will grow. You may not like the growth because growth is painful. I think one of the biggest reasons people fail is because they have to give up stuff. They have to sacrifice stuff, and they don't want that. So, and me sacrificing a little bit right now will lead to great financial stability in the future, to where I can take care of my parents, my siblings, all of my friends. I can make sure that they're taken care of. If something comes up, I will be there for them no matter what. And so, the main message that I'm trying to get across to you guys is people are going to talk, people are going to blow smoke. They're just going to meh. But at the same time, you're going to have supporters. You're going to have people that have had your back since the beginning. They're going to wish you nothing but success. They're not going to understand why you haven't achieved success at a certain point, but when you do hit success, they're going to be so happy for you. And, even the people that didn't believe in you, don't hold anything against them, because most of the time it's just the fact that they weren't able to succeed, and it's possibly just a little bit of jealousy that you still have the drive that they don't have anymore. And so, all of us in this world have to make decisions, and to get where we want in life, we have to make those decisions, and we have to follow through on all of those. I have friends right now that I am super proud of. They're making great strides in life. And then there's other friends where I question what in the world they're doing. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that I still care about them deeply. So, but here's the deal, like I say. Keep striving for greatness. Don't let anything get in your way. Don't. Everyone's going to have a people are going to criticize you. Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, shot down 200 and I believe 92 times before he finally got an investor for Starbucks. And now he's one of the richest men in the world. So with that being said, you're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard in this life, and it's going to try and knock you down. But the harder it hits you, the more you got to stand back up. Because A, you'll get thicker skin, B, you'll learn from your mistakes, and C, when you get to that success, you will appreciate it that much more. So, those are kind of just my words of wisdom right now. Those are my thoughts. Anyway, let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to make, what kind of topics you'd like for me to talk about that, revolve around wealth motivation, whether that's, how do I, deal with it with my spouse? How do I deal with it with my family? Being an entrepreneur, people, like, why are you doing this? How do I, find a mentor? How do I do all this stuff? And I'm going to be willing to answer all those questions. So let me know what you think. Bye. Oh, by the way, get wealthy, stay motivated.